So moving on, we want to get the watershed for our wetland basin. And I put together this map a couple months ago, and it's got all the sub basins of the Wascana Creek above Regina. And in here you can see Sedley here, and our wetland is somewhere in here. So I have these files as shape files. It's going to SHP, and we're going to take the project that we've got going here, and we're going to bring in the particular one that we need. We want the subbasins. This is the one. Bring it in, click OK, and just quickly change the symbology so that we can actually see what we're doing. 1 point. Alright, so here we can see we've got the same thing going on, but it's just the actual shapefiles themselves. So we have this area contributing, this area contributing, and this area contributing, but is yet undefined because it's just considered part of the lowland subbasin. So we want to delineate a new watershed that combines the top bit here and these two. So what we can do is, I guess, connect to our geo package that we created in the last video. It already took me to where I was, but survey wetland v1 geo package, that's what we created. So we're just going to connect to it, and we have Sedley there, but we want a new layer, and we want to make sure it's Polygon first, and we're going to call it wetland watershed. And we want to keep our projections consistent, and there's no Z values here. And later on we're probably going to add a field, but we don't need it yet. So click OK, and we're going to create a new layer. So this snapping toolbar probably isn't on for you, but if you just right click up here and go down to snapping, we've got it open. So we turn snapping on, and then we make sure that we have this layer clicked. So we make sure that it's blue highlighted, and click the start editing button and the add polygon feature button. And then we're going to go here. Oh no, we are skipping a step. We need to see some aerial imagery so we know what we're looking at. And by default, QGIS just has this one base map available to us, but we want to see imagery. So what we can do is we can search up Google Satellite XYZ Tile QGIS, and you'll find some link, and you'll see a URL that looks like this. You'll see XYZ at the back of it, and we're going to copy that link and go back into our program and click new connection under XYZ tiles. We're going to give it a name, Google Satellite. Paste that link and not worry about the rest, and click OK. So now we have it here. We can add it, right click it, and add it to our project. So that's how we get Google Satellite imagery in our project, and now we can actually kind of see what we're doing. So moving back to where we were, go to Wetland Watershed, click the edit button, add a polygon feature, and zoom in. So we want to consider all the water that makes it to this wetland. So our watershed is basically going to start here at the outlet of the wetland, and more than likely move up the road. You can see these tributaries contribute, And since I just turned snapping on, I'm just going to snap to the top polygon and assume that everything on the east side of the road will run downhill towards us. And then I'm just gonna turn off Google Satellite for a while and follow the pre-delineated line. So to be able to follow the line without having to click everywhere, we can enable tracing. So now you can see it's snapping to it, right there. It's not snapping. Now it's filling in the boundaries. So if we click there, click there, click there, click there, and then in the last little bit we kind of have to use the satellite imagery to kind of make some kind of decision about whether this area is going to go this way or up. And I think I remember being out here, and this road was quite the defining feature. So I'm just going to go ahead and go straight to the road here and to the intersection here. Now if you were to get a digital elevation model or use some sort of other means to judge that actually maybe part of this field contributes, like if there's a culvert here that you can see and we got water coming over the road, then you'll change this line later on. But for now, I'm just going to right click to finish and let it auto generate a point. And there we go. Now we have our rough watershed, and I encourage you to review it and get Brett to review it, and yeah, and then from there you'll get an area. So we'll click save the layer edits, we'll stop editing, and we'll save the project. And I think from there we'll move on to creating berm points. So, yep.